Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bone, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the first of many chilling story videos. As we navigate these tales, keep in mind that your own submissions are more than welcome. You'll find my email in the video description. Additionally, please note that this channel has been meticulously crafted from scratch. Our social media presence and other norms will evolve gradually as we progress. So settle in, get comfy, and open your mind to the odd, strange, and downright spooky. Let's begin, and always remember, listen for the whispers. They could be anywhere. I'm a 27-year-old male. A few years back, Emily, my then girlfriend, and I got into a heated argument. Distraught, I climbed into the car. The GPS screen shone brightly, displaying the time as 2:37 a.m. The tension from our clash was palpable as I accelerated into the night. The road ahead twisted through the enveloping darkness, each curve offering a brief outlet for my pent-up emotions. The car's engine hummed in a monotonous tune, serving as my lone companion aside from the ever-ticking dashboard clock. My attempt to find solace in the radio resulted in nothing but static, further emphasizing the widening emotional rift between us. The forest flanking the road seemed to stand as a silent observer, its dark shadows undulating in harmony with my inner turmoil. An unsettling breeze, almost spectral in its touch, beckoned me to glance at the rearview mirror. Suddenly, my late father's stern voice pierced the silence. "Keep your eyes on the goddamn road." The sensation of a tap on the back of my head jolted me awake, memories flooding back. Sweat beads formed on my brow as my grip on the wheel tightened. My father's lingering, almost ethereal presence had materialized at that moment. A decade after cancer took him away from me. Both Emily's harsh words and my father's spectral warning weighed heavily as I navigated further down the road. Eventually, an old, ominous house materialized. I pulled over beside it, the house serving as a symbol of my entangled, unresolved emotions and thoughts. There, I sat, absorbed in reflection, before finally driving away. Years have passed since then. Emily and I separated, her infidelity being the final blow. The haunting memories of that pivotal night continue to linger in my mind, serving as reminders of the fragility of human connections and the inexplicable forces, like memories or spirits, that shape our lives. While the road ahead remains rife with uncertainty, it's the journey, filled with its twists, turns, shadows, and memories, that ultimately defines who we are. At 22, fresh out of college, I didn't know my ass from my elbow. I was a young woman standing on the edge of the abyss we call adulthood, trying to make sense of it all. So I took the plunge, fueled up my weathered car, tossed some essentials in the back, and left the West Coast like I was busting out of a straitjacket. A resounding screw you to routine, and a hearty embrace of the fucking unpredictable. The landscapes before me were a never-ending canvas, each mile a mystery, each turn an invite for deeper exploration. As the sun set, painting the sky in extravagant colors, it felt like the universe was trying to lull me into a false sense of security, masking the impending darkness. But let's cut the poetic crap. I was hungry, so I stopped at a trucker's diner. Big mistake. As soon as I walked in, I felt his stare. The trucker, sitting at the counter, exuded a vibe so negative it was almost palpable. His dead gray eyes met mine, and I felt like he was trying to rip away layers of my soul. His gaze was like a fucking chokehold. It was impossible to shake off. I sat, ordered, and tried to focus on the food. Greasy fries, bland burger. You get the drill. But his eyes, God, they were like hooks. They clung to me, making each bite a struggle. I felt smothered, as if the air had thickened around me. I had to get the fuck out. Paying my tab, I left the diner just as the rain started. It hammered against my car like an insistent drummer, as if urging me to move faster. In the lot, I saw it. His truck, parked in a spot that felt calculated to unsettle me. I was on edge, peeking through mirrors as I filled up my gas tank, half expecting to meet his gaze again. But I didn't. and it was both a relief and an odd source of tension. Back on the road, my hands clutched the wheel, knuckles white. Each drop of rain that hit my windshield seemed to echo the rhythm of my racing heart. It was more than the rain, more than the road. It was the haunting thought of what might lurk around the next bend. And then, just as abruptly as he'd entered my world, he was gone. His truck's headlights faded into the distance, swallowed by the night. But the eerie feeling he left me with, that stayed. It was a cruel reminder that the open road isn't just an escape. It's a gamble. And sometimes you draw the short straw. That night, as I drove through the pouring rain, one thought looped through my mind. I'd escaped a troubling situation, but what had I really learned? That some stretches of road are like life's ugly scars, cutting through beautiful landscapes but impossible to remove. And so, I drove on, haunted but not defeated, my eyes wary but open to whatever else this twisted journey would throw my way. Sweat trickled down my brow as I tried to clear my mind, but his smirking visage was like a bad tattoo, permanent and regrettable. The road unraveled endlessly before me, its black tar surface glistening from the rain, reflecting the swirling chaos in my head. Fuck, why couldn't this nightmare end? Pounding the accelerator, I tried to bury my dread with speed, each mile a brief victory in this chase of wills. But then I saw them, the headlights, dim but unmistakable, a predator's eyes tracking its prey from the distance. He was back, like some unkillable horror movie villain. I felt my hands tighten on the wheel, white-knuckled and aching. The rain had eased, but a fog was setting in, misty tendrils wrapping around the car like his invisible grip around my sanity. God, I could almost feel him breathing down my neck, like some fucking relentless demon. Another sign emerged from the fog. Next exit 2 miles. A glimmer of hope. Maybe, just maybe, I could shake him off with some erratic, unpredictable driving. My heart pounded as the exit approached. Could I do it? Could I outwit this bastard? With a last-minute swerve, I took the exit, my tires screeching in protest. My eyes darted to the rearview mirror. For a moment, the fog was too thick to see anything. Then, as if parting just for him, it cleared. His truck was gone, vanished into the night. A wave of relief washed over me, so powerful I had to pull over to catch my breath. Sitting there on the side of the road, I let out a laugh, a fucked-up blend of hysteria and relief. I had done it. I'd lost him. My phone buzzed with a message, breaking the trance. It was from a friend back home. "Hey, you good? Haven't heard from you." As I typed a quick reply, I paused. Was I good? Physically, maybe. Mentally, I was a wreck. I'd faced something raw and deeply unsettling, a shadowy corner of human nature that most people deny or avoid. But I couldn't avoid it. It had stared me right in the face, in those dead, haunting eyes. Weeks passed, then months. Life moved on, but the memory didn't. It was like an indelible ink stain on my mind, never truly fading. I kept thinking about that night, about what could have happened. But there was something else too, a dark curiosity. Who was he, really? What had driven him to such malevolence? Years later, his face reappeared, this time in a news article. Arrested. Multiple counts of something so heinous it made my skin crawl. My gut had been right. The bastard was a monster. But here's the fucking kicker. He was caught at that same pit stop 2 years to the day after our encounter. I stared at the screen, my heart pounding anew. What if I hadn't evaded him? What if my courage had faltered? Those questions haunt me still. But so does something else. The realization that evil exists in flesh and blood, not just in stories or nightmares. And sometimes, it looks you right in the eyes and smiles. This all went down just 2 weeks ago. I'm a regular 30-year-old guy from the heart of New Jersey, and I'm sharing this because it's messed with my head ever since. So there I was, driving for Uber, trying to scrape together some extra cash. The city lights were doing their thing, giving the night that familiar glow. I picked up a passenger, a girl in jeans and a hoodie, but from the get-go, something felt off. She stared out the window the whole damn time, not a word escaping her lips. Awkward to say the least. I dropped her off where she said, and that's when things got freaky. She got out, and when I glanced in the rearview mirror, she was gone. Not like she ran off or nothing, but completely vanished. Panic gripped me and I jumped out, half expecting to find her on the ground. But nope, just emptiness. Then comes the freaky part. The street started bending, like some messed up funhouse mirror. Buildings twisted and stretched. City lights blinked like they were playing some damn video game. I blamed it on being tired as hell and pulled into a gas station to splash some water on my face. I looked in the bathroom mirror, and that's when I got the chills like someone just walked over my grave. My reflection, it wasn't syncing up. There was a lag, like it couldn't keep up with me. I splashed water on my face, half hoping I was in some twisted dream. But no, there it was, laggy reflection grinning back at me. I stumbled out of that bathroom, my heart hammering in my chest. Panic had its claws in me, and my reality was spiraling along with the streets. It was like someone hit the slow-motion button on my reflection. I moved, it moved, but with this damn eerie delay. It was like looking at my doppelganger through a funhouse mirror, distorted, out of sync, all wrong. I kept driving, praying I'd wake up and find out I'd been drinking or something. Finally, I hit a rest stop, a slice of sanity in the midst of the chaos. And there, in the center, that damn rock, floating like it owned the place. I parked, clutching the steering wheel like it was my lifeline. My phone? Oh man, don't get me started. It went bonkers, screen glitching like it was possessed. I stared at that rock, my mind teetering on the edge of reason. Was I losing it? Or was this some elaborate prank on my sanity? I ain't one for believing in ghosts or aliens, but this was a whole new flavor of weird. It's like reality tripped over its shoelaces, and I got caught in the fallout. Took a deep breath, hit the gas again. The city's chow's now the soundtrack to my personal meltdown. Eventually, the streets unbent, buildings calmed down, and the lights stopped their damn strobe show. I pull it into my driveway, my heart drumming like it was auditioning for a metal band. But that unease? Yeah, that sucker hung around like a bad smell. I scoured the internet, asked folks around, but no one's got a story like mine. Maybe it's a glitch in my brain or some cosmic joke. But that feeling lingers, the sense that I stumbled on a secret reality wanted to keep hidden. Something lurking, waiting for a chance to rear its ugly head. So, that's my tale. You can roll your eyes, call it a wild imagination, whatever. Just remember, life ain't always a straight road. Sometimes it's a minefield of weird, and the most twisted paths are the ones that knock you flat on your ass.